Hello and welcome to my podcast, Conversations with Cornelius, where I, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, discuss, chat and hypothesize on all things from fatherhood, marriage, comedy and everything else in between. From time to time, there will be special guests, but mostly it's going to be me and some regular contributors, including my main squeeze, Noelle Patricia O'Sullivan, aka the wife. So sit back, relax and enjoy Conversations with Cornelius. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another special Christmas edition of Conversations with Cornelius, with me, your host Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, and my very special guest. To be honest, I'm kind of sleeping with her there at the moment, so
occasionally,
and well, in the same
Sometimes.
bed anyway, you know.
We do sleep beside each other.
My foot touched off your foot at one stage there last night.
You pulled it away very fast.
I know,
actually.
yeah. Your feet aren't great, so.
You actually jumped.
Did I?
Yeah, you don't remember you were asleep. You actually genuinely did touch off my foot and move away very fast last night. I was like, he's such an asshole.
They're not in great shape at the moment, but look, listen, who knows what Santa might bring, you know? What Santa might bring, some corn cream.
I got some foot cream actually during the week. €10 for an old tub of, small little tubine of foot cream.
Yeah.
That's where I live now.
€10 for a small tub of foot cream, guys. There you go. This podcast is brought to you by... Do you know who it's brought to you by? It's going to be brought to you by the Brand Geeks as well. We only had a special deal with them where they wanted us to shout out on 3 podcasts, but lads, we're going to do it on 4 because that's the type of podcast that this is. We are like, do you know what? Let's add on the value. If you're looking for a calendar,
today is the last day if you want to get it.
That's why we're
Christmas.
doing it. Today is the last day. So if you want to get your calendar for Christmas, even though I keep saying to Noelle it makes no difference whatsoever because the calendar is also important in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December and January. But you know, that's
did you just do January twice?
Yeah, because that's so important. You should have 2 for 2 different Januaries. But anyway, if you want to get your calendar, go on to thebrandgeeks.ie and get it. Send them in 12 photographs of you and your loved ones, or maybe just your loved ones, or just
yourself.
Maybe just yourself in various states of undress,
okay.
and or states of dress. I don't know. It's up to yourself. Listen, I'm not the boss of you. I am not even the boss of me. I'll tell you who the boss of me is.
Me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your co-host for today, Noelle Patricia Nichula.
And the crowd go wild. I nearly yawned into the mic there.
You yawned in yesterday's episode as well. I listened back and I need to reprimand you for that. So I'm going to be taking some money out of your
allowance.
Out of your wages, the podcast wages. So every time you yawn, it's going to cost you. All right. How are you?
I was great. I am great, actually. Yeah, I'm grand out. What did we do today? I hear you ask.
How many cups of coffee have you had today now?
How many cups of coffee have I had today? I've had 2, 3, 4.
4 cups of coffee. And as we do this podcast, it is 1:20. I've had 2 bottles of Diet Coke. That's terrible. I prefer to have 4 coffees. Yeah, than the
and a bottle of water. I drink a lot.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of fluids every day in some fashion. I know I shouldn't be drinking coffee, but like
you got a new coffee machine. Fuck it, you have to live. You have to drink.
I know, but what I mean is, I drink. If I have my water bottle in front of me, I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot. Like
it's a good habit.
But it's usually coffee, unfortunately, at the moment. But I need to get back. I have started getting back into my water bottle as I see it here now, holding up the mic.
New year, new us. New me, anyway.
So typical of you, Cornelius
Patrick
O'Sullivan.
We're talking about fucking...
I know, new year, new me, new you. Now you do actually keep up some of your habits that you develop. But you love a January.
I love a fucking January. I hate the bah humbug with January. I'm like, this is a new leaf. Let's try and get healthy. Let's try and make some plans. Let's fucking be vibrant. We're in the middle of winter. Let's just stick the chest out and put the fucking tits and teeth out there and go for it.
I'm going to remind him of this now in about the 4th.
Unless I'm sick, you know. I know I do. Well, I like to be positive in January. I do. I think.
Well, you like to do the you not exactly overly positive, but you like to do the kind of I'm going to do something. I'm going to give up something. I'm going to
or take up something.
I'm going to do something. Yeah, this is going to be my year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I set goals. Like I like to set goals and go for it. Like this year now, what I've been trying to coax you into is I'd love to do a couch to 5K. That's a yawn. That's a second yawn on the podcast.
That was away from the mic.
Doesn't
that
matter.
wasn't
It's
near
coming
the
out.
mic.
It's coming out. It's coming out of the wages. 2 yawns. I
Maybe
wanna
you're
do
just
a couch to
fucking
5K.
boring me.
Well, you know, what am I supposed to do? I'm trying my best to entertain you, but you're like, I find, you know, like, unless I want to talk about fucking coffee or nostrils, you're not interested, you know? She's got 2 massive nostrils there now, lads.
I had them on show for him.
they're
I
on
gave
show.
him an extra viewing there.
We're thinking of renting out one in the new year just to bring in a little bit of
What was I talking about earlier? And it was like, yeah, this is riveting by me. I was talking to you something in the car.
But you don't have anything ever interesting to say at all, Noelle. I'm bringing all the interesting things to the table, like, and then you're just mocking me then for bringing the stuff to the
I
table.
don't really talk about shit, like.
Yeah, you're just happy to plod on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand
Whereas
job.
you've married me, so fucking tough titty. Get on with it. Get on with the adventures. I'm here to bring adventures into your life. Couch to 5K. Are you in or are you out?
Am I in or out? I might be in, Con.
Not
but
good enough.
Don't you dare try and get me to do something in relation to anything.
Anything. Don't you, like, you, that is one thing I will say. You will not be coaxed into anything in life. Anything at all, unless you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, that's a good thing in general. I think that is a good thing in general.
Well, like, I do a lot of things, and I'm happy to do most things, but don't
not
try and make...
You do
it's
fuck
like
all.
exercise and weight. Don't... Now, you would never do that to me anyway. You would never, ever, 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 ever do that.
Yeah,
Big time.
thank you.
But, like, no. Oh, I'm
I
not
only
even
want
talking
someone
about
to
you.
fucking do it with me.
Oh, I know, darling. Hey, easy, tiger. But I mean, like, it as growing up, if my mother said, I found a lovely stir fry there now, Phil, I'd be looking, going, is that you trying to get me to eat healthy? Is it? And she would be.
But why
That's
is
the thing.
that so? Why have you an aversion to people interested in you being healthy? Where does that come from?
Jesus, we're gone.
I know, but because you were a bit like that. If, like, for example, and you have prefaced it by saying, like, I look, if you don't do the 5K to couch or the couch to 5K or whatever,
you
the
don't
fuck
give a
it's
shit.
called,
I know
couldn't
that.
give a 2 penny fuck.
And I know that.
I
you
just
want to
be with you doing it, so that we just get to spend the time with each other. We get to go, how'd you get on this morning? Or we get to know, I wanted
something interesting.
Yeah, but I don't ultimately give a two fanny fuck.
Oh, and I know it has nothing to do, but it
But
comes
I want to know,
from.
where does it come from? When people like, if you go back to your stir fry analogy there, your mum makes a lovely healthy stir fry, and she puts that up there. I have a lovely stir fry there for you, Noelle, and you're kind of
Because it would have probably come with. Because that'll be good for you now, and you'll help you lose a few pounds.
Yeah.
I came from a diet culture household, like full on.
Was it always diets in your gaff? Is it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
But it was just. I think it's. Like, it's just the norm, like. It was the norm, and I'm sure it was the same in your house. You just wouldn't have heard it, like.
No, there was no... I will say no, in my house, there was absolutely... No one was ever on a diet. Honestly, my sisters are all fucking thin.
Yeah,
my mum is very thin. My dad would be a little bit rower, but not really. Like, I'm the heavy one in the family. Like, I'm the black fat sheep in the family.
black fat sheep in the family. But I think, well, maybe so. I don't know. Like... I mean, there was always Slimming World, there was always Weight Watchers floating around the place. My mother had diet pins that you sniffed at one stage. That if you were hungry, you
have
sniffed
a sniff
them.
of something.
But like, I was
Called
heavy.
cocaine.
Like, I was a heavy kid. Like, I was a heavy teenager.
Yeah.
So I was, like, but
Yeah.
I never really gave a shit about it. Ultimately, I never was
you
bullied.
Though?
Like,
now that I know you weren't bullied but like, and we don't have to talk about this now at all, right? And we can press pause, or we can stop and start all over again. But like, it is a weird thing for me that you do get annoyed when I ask, if I say something on a Sunday night. Now, I could be privy to saying this on a Sunday night. Will we just juice for the week? Or will we give up carbs? Or will we stop eating food altogether for the next 4 days? Do you know, it's always met with a kind of a low-key hostility with you.
and then the following week, I'll go, do you know what, actually, Con, we'll do that no eating for the 4 days, will we?
Yeah, and I'll be fucking balls deep in a fucking large
And I'll
margarita.
be in it. No, and you'll be like, yeah. And you'll be like, oh, we won't bother, will we,
Fucking
this week?
can we start next week? And then you'll be like, go on, we'll start next week. And then it's hard to get the schedule. But I do think that the road... There's an old saying, right? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. And for me, this is why, getting back to the New Year's resolutions, if you don't have the intention to start off with, if you don't have the desire to start off with, and I'm talking specifically about myself here now, then it's never going to happen.
Oh, I
It'll
know.
never
yeah,
like
yeah.
I've wanted to do. This tour, this is that I'm embarking on next year now. It's a massive thing for me, and I've wanted to do it secretly for years. But I've talked myself out of it.
Yeah.
I've talked myself in and out of things. Like my confidence to push myself out there reminds me of your disdain of when someone tries to foist something upon you. You know, like I have the same aversion to my own pushing self forward with certain things than you have with diets or with the mention of health, food or exercise or something like that. And I just wonder what it is in us that makes us like that, you know?
Well, maybe it's your Achilles heel. Because I think if anyone was to say to me, like, I would think that if people were trying to describe me, they wouldn't think that I was I'm not saying that that they think I was a pushover, but they wouldn't think that I'm staunch and stuff. Like, do you know, oh, you'll never change her mind. She's like, I don't think they think that. But there is certain things that I am like that about, and I have to make my own mind up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And it's hard to get you. It's hard. And don't get me wrong.
But then maybe it is. So you're saying it's about if I was saying to you, oh, you should do the Opera House now the year after. You'd be like, no. And you mightn't listen. You might put up a wall to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, in general. But is it the same thing? So you've always been like, nobody can tell you what to do in your career path.
But
and nobody can tell me what to do health and fitness wise.
I know that. And I think you're right. I think I'm the same with aspects of my life that you are with your life. And I'm just curious to wonder why. Because like before we had any kids, when we were living in Mallow and we were kind of doing. I remember we went through a phase.
Every fad diet that was. We were at
you and I
forefront of every fad diet.
I'm all for fads.
Yeah,
because
me too.
Do you know what?
They kept us thin.
Not only that. I hate these people who are like going around the place going, "Don't tell me what to do. I can eat this, I can eat that, or whatever." Like, or else I hate, or else people fucking going, "You're doing what?" Oh, trying to rise up to heaven, laughing at you behind your back, because you're doing Slimming World, or because you're doing fucking paleo, or because you're doing Couch to 5K, or because you're fucking trying to live your life. Like, this is the thing for me: is a fad adds colour to existence.
But I think you actually love fads all over. You get hit with that from every angle, because you're the same with the health food, the gingers, the juices, from a health and from a health side now more so than a weight loss side. Like, we were bad for the fads for a weight loss side for a long time, weight loss side, and now you're more doing what people would consider fads, which aren't fads, but they're alternative.
Like what?
We'll say, for example, like, I don't think there's many people now that fucking sink the whole bedroom out with raw onion because it's in their socks and on a plate beside their bed at night time.
Well, to be fair now, I only really bring out the raw onion when I am sick. Like.
I know, yeah, but some would consider that a fad.
But some would also consider that a healing technique for years and years of thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
Like, if you were sick with a cold or a chest infection 100 years ago, your mother would have put onions into the bedroom, and like, it's not a fad. That's I don't think that's a fad. I think that's a life hack. That's something like a fad is something like when we did that paleo and we went to CrossFit. Remember, we went through a phase of going to CrossFit and paleo.
But then I suppose you just took at, like, when does a fad become like a life choice?
I think
it stays, but like
exactly when it endures. Whereas I think I'll always use those onions when I'm sick. I think I'll always use that technique. So it's just a skill. I think a fad is something that you do for a short space of time and you give up, like when we went to Slimming World.
Yeah, but sometimes you do other things that just stay as a fad and don't become a part of your... You've gotten a lot better for doing stuff and sticking to them now, definitely, when it has become the health versus the weight loss side of things.
I think once I got rid of the weight loss from my head, which is totally and utterly gone, I don't give a fuck about my weight anymore, because I'm only interested in trying to be healthy. And I am, like so many people out there, I am on the treadmill of life, and I'm hopping on and hopping off, and I'm, one week I'm fasting, and the next week I'm, juicing, and the next week I got a Kentucky.
But like, the juicing has definitely stuck, and the onions and the garlic, like, they are,
and the fasting.
And the fasting,
yeah. So
like, fasting is would be a fad to a lot of people that they do it and then wouldn't
But
continue.
I'm trying
it.
to explain to you, though, Noel, the difference between a fad and a phase. Like, I mean, if a fad is something that you do for a short space of time and you stop doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say juicing or fasting or what else did you say there with me?
No, but I don't think they are
They're
fads.
not.
Like,
They're not. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say to you. It's
I
not
think we're on the same page. I think we're in. You all right?
No,
You're coming
we're
back
not.
into the room now.
We're not right.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
it's off. It's all off. I'm breaking it
oh.
off. Alright.
Oh, bless
you
him.
still
You
do
wouldn't
the
know what.
podcast with me,
Wait,
though?
now he had a little edible there about 20 minutes. We'll see the difference in him as the podcast continues. What was I going to say? Tell people where we were this morning.
Well, I've got this new fad in my life now where I print up posters for a short period of time, and I like to go around and put them up. And
Oh, funny boy.
if she's a funny girl now, she's a funny girl. We did a poster trip. We were all around
Road
North Cork.
trip.
You dropped the kids to school, came back here to the house, and we loaded up the car with posters and flyers, and we did our first poster drop for the show in January. And I drove around, found the locations. You hopped out, ran in like a ninja, put them back up,
Stealth ninja.
and came back then with a kind of a synopsis of
How it went.
of how it went. Bitch, you came out of one shop and you went English, bitch.
I didn't think I did that. Funnily, I love English people.
Yeah,
I
do
thought it
too.
was
But
funny.
like, I mean, just
thought it
because
was- I would have said, blonde bitch.
Yeah.
Coming out. Otherwise, I just thought it was
but she
funny.
just happened to be an English bitch.
Yeah.
Wouldn't put up a poster, and then we got posters up in Castletown Roach. Now, this is a question I want to put out there now, right?
Oh,
so we
yeah.
were in Castletown Roach. We put one up inside in the shop, right? And Noelle said, I must put one up in the post office. The one in the post office there will definitely help push the show. She's lovely. And I was like, grand job, no bother, fucking throw it up in the post office. And she went up into the post office, and then we moved on to Ballyhooly, and then we went to Fermoy, and then we went to Kilworth, and then we went to Mitchelstown, and the last place we went to was Kildare. And we were coming to Kildare, and we threw one into the Thatch in Time, which is a lovely little restaurant that yourself and myself like to frequent from time
It's
to
a
time.
restaurant, but in front of it has a tourist information section.
It's a jewel kind of a spot. It's the tourist information spot and a restaurant. So you managed to get one up there, which I think is probably the best place in Kildare to get one up. And then we were driving out, and I said, "There's a petrol station. We'll throw one into the petrol station as well." And then I saw the post office, and I said, "Will we throw one into the post office?" And your tune had completely changed for the post office. You were like, "No, sure. Who goes to a post office?" And I was like, "You go to the post office." And you were like, no. And then I'd say about, we were in the middle of the conversation and we were passing the post office, and this woman walks out with one of these 3/4 length coats that you have on, almost the same colour, about your age. And I was like,
a lot older.
she was about your age.
She
No,
wasn't.
you're in your 40s.
I've turned 40 less than
You're
a week
going through
ago.
a phase here now, okay, of thinking that you're a lot younger, okay? This fad is over, all right? You are...
Oh, do you know what? I don't have a fad. I think you've got me wrong here.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll do whatever I want to do. So this woman anyway, who could have been
Noelle
Noelle
with our marriage.
in an alternative universe, could have been you, right? And do you like
No
stamps?
way.
Do you like stamps?
Well, we've established that I love a stamp.
You love a stamp. Like, do you want to tell the listeners about the time you were inside in a pub in Cork, and the fella came up chatting you up, and you opened up your wallet and you saw the
You've
stamps?
told the story now.
But could you tell it? Tell it better.
No, that's how
But
it
you saw
is.
the stamps, and you were like, this fella was chatting you up. You were loving life, and the next thing you opened your wallet, and you saw stamps, and it brought you back home.
Yeah, like I
Brought you
was
back to
like,
reality.
yeah, I was
Stamps!
out in the night out, and a fella came up beside me, just chatting away. I was like, I'd say he's giving me the glad eye, you know. And I went to pay for my drink then, and I saw the booklet of stamps, and I was like, no, get back in your box now, Noelle. This is what makes you happy. Stop flirting over there. It wasn't even that, like, oh, stop flirting, cop on to yourself. It was more,
It's fun to flirt.
no, but it wasn't even that. It was more like, come on now, Noelle, this is what makes you happy here.
Yeah.
Not flirting with that fella there. Like, it was just like, this is my real reality.
Yeah.
Being happy with my booklet of stamps.
Stamps.
My life is organised. I'm happy with my
Stampity
book of stamps.
So-
I don't need to be out here flirting with this fella, go way down and sit down for yourself and have a good night. I don't know. I'm
Send
not
a few
coming across-
letters.
Yeah, no, it's just I can't. I'm not getting my point across. I could have flirted away if I wanted to. It wasn't that I was like, cop onto yourself, Noelle. It was more, you know what, Noelle, this is actually what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Sit way down there. You have a great seat for yourself.
Yeah.
It was funny because I was like, I was laughing, going, this is what makes you happy now.
Yeah.
Not that flirting up there.
Which used to make you happy years ago.
Yeah.
Now,
Maybe
all this talk of stamps, where'd you buy them? The post office. All right. Okay, and you were happy to put up a poster inside in Castletown Roach, but in Kildare she didn't think it was. And then this woman who was Noelle from an alternative universe came out. You were saying she was way older than you. I think she was in her 40s. You're in your 40s as well. Anyway, long story short, you convinced me not to go there. Drove past it, went into the petrol station, the big petrol station in Kildare.
They don't take posters anyway.
An Irish bitch wouldn't let us put it up there. See, we're
after coming around now, yeah.
She was English. The first one was English,
Yeah.
and the second one was Irish. And I said, Noelle, we can't leave Kildare with only one poster up. We'll have to turn around to go back to the post office. I talked you around it. You went back in. How'd you get on?
Ooh, riveting content. You'd be delighted with this, lads. You'd be coming
But
back
how'd you
every
get
day
on?
for more.
Was it a pleasant experience?
Oh, yeah. It was the lovely girl behind the counter. Lovely woman.
Yeah.
And they have a fine notice board there. It only fit the flyer. That was okay.
That's all right.
I
We've
got
two
in a
types of
prominent
posters.
place. And it all went fantastic.
We should bring 2 flyers and have one like that and one like that for stuff
Here's
like
Johnny. I only realised, like, we've spent...
that. Here's Connie.
We agonized over those pictures and the content, the wording, everything, the colors for those posters and flyers and everything.
The font.
And I realized that on the back of the flyer, there's a photo of Connie, and it's kind of cute. If you look at it going, it's kind of cute. But whatever way I looked at it, because I only saw his face, it was full on, here's Johnny, kind of creepy.
I think I'm kind
But
of cute in it.
he's looking at it here now, kind of. But that was because it was half covered. You see, when you're looking at the full thing and you see with the fucking lampshade, it's like, oh, look at that simpleton. Which is the vibe he's going for, I think. Always.
Are you going to do the fucking couch to 5k with me or what?
Fuck you. Don't make me.
I won't make you.
I know you won't.
I won't make you.
Shut up about it.
And I won't shut up about it. I'll keep talking about it. I'll wear you down. That's what you do to me. You wear me down. So I'll be wearing you down.
I don't wear you down, darling. I ask you something, you say no, and then I say, well, what about blah, 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 and you say, oh yeah, you're right, yeah.
Okay.
That's what actually happens.
Sorry. So you're right. You don't wear me down.
But once, if I had to keep saying it to you for days and days and days, that would be wearing you down. But giving you you just don't think of the 2 sides to things.
I just know that I am going to lose. And I don't want a protracted long argument. So I just give in. I give you my truth. It's not accepted. So then I just capitulate. That's the
But
way.
you just what?
Capitulate.
Capitulate?
Yeah, I just give in.
Oh, I've never heard that word before.
I fold in on
Is that
top
a
of
new
myself.
word?
Capitulate is no. I'd say it was around a while.
No, but is it a new word in your vocab for
In
use?
my vocabulary, no, definitely not. Is it a new word in your vocabulary?
Definitely.
Will we call this episode capitulation?
Yeah, good luck with spelling it.
Capitulate.
Well, I'm not going to contradict you. I've never even heard of the fucking word.
Well, I'm just going for it.
Now,
I
I
probably got it
know
wrong.
that I have said on the last 2 podcasts what the content of the Patreon podcast is going to be. And it has not been what I've said it is going to be. But definitely.
Oh, tell them what tonight. So tonight we're recording a podcast, a Patreon only podcast for the patrons that are listening, and it sadly is not going to include me.
Oh.
But gladly it is going to include. Take it away.
Annie. Annie, you okay? You okay? Annie, you okay?
Will you tell me that you're okay?
I don't know the words. Obviously, Connie doesn't either.
She's coming on the podcast, your mum.
Yeah, me ma'am.
And you're going to talk about?
She's going to talk about being bipolar, actually. Now, she's obviously doing it now because she's a little bit elevated.
Yeah.
Not too bad, actually, for any of my siblings that are listening to
But
this.
I think I'm looking forward to listening to that episode because I never knew anything about bipolar ever until I met you, and I pretty much know
a lot about it. I try to be very open about it within the context of mother, and as much as she's like okay with
Yeah.
speaking about it. Like,
And it
because-
is, I've seen firsthand how difficult it is for your mum, first and
Oh
foremost.
yeah, big time. Yeah. Yeah.
First and foremost for your mother, it is absolutely really difficult. And she's an amazing woman. And but then I see I suppose the shockwaves or the ripple effect that it has on the rest of the family. You know, your brothers and sisters, your nieces and nephews, your mum's brothers and sisters, her friends.
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
So it will be very interesting. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. So that's you're recording that tonight, is it?
Yeah, and I'll put it up afterwards.
You're going to put it out for the patrons this evening or
This
tomorrow?
evening,
Oh, amazing!
probably. So I'll put the boys to bed, and then, or you might put the boys to bed tonight,
No bother.
and then I'll do that with her in here.
I'll tell you what. I'll do that for you if you do the Coach to 5K with me.
me.
Have you done a Coach to 5K? You have though, haven't you?
I've done. I did the triathlon. That
And
had
you
5K.
hate running. You see,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's the thing. Could you do a 5K via swimming?
That's a lot longer in
Yeah.
swimming terms.
Yeah. All right.
But I could do a 5K run. I could definitely train for one and do it easily
Yeah.
if I wanted to.
If you want it.
If I wanted to. I'm actually giving him attitude right here. Right
I'm
now.
getting sass off you big time. But what I will say is we have to go now in a minute because I have a stir fry ready for you in the kitchen. And
That was, people call that a callback.
and it's it's just a plate of veg. And there's actually
Sauce.
no noodles or sauce or anything in it. It's just a plate of uncooked raw veg.
No, you cooked it in water only.
Well, I just put into cold water raw veg, like hardcore raw vegan. Do you know that Woody Harrison? Woody Harrison.
Do you want to start that again there?
Harrison. How do you pronounce it? Woody
Who?
Harrison, the Hollywood actor.
Oh yeah.
Do you know
that's
him?
it, yeah. Harrison.
No, Harrison. He's raw vegan anyway.
Some Woody fella. Is he the man that was in like Dumb and Dumber? Or no, not Dumb
No.
and Dumber. That fella though, the kind of American.
He was in Cheers. He was the
Yeah,
bartender in Cheers
that's
years
what I
ago.
mean, yeah.
But he's been in loads of Hollywood movies. He's a pretty cool guy. Loves a talk of the devil's lettuce. Big weed smoker, and
He's a raw vegan.
He's a raw vegan. I think that must be the hardest thing. Like, I mean, I love food way too much to ever
So you couldn't. Is that no cooked food? Like, is that like no soup?
Raw vegan. Yeah, I don't think anything is cooked. It's all it's all salads and.
I thought it was just unprocessed food.
No, let's just Google it.
Let's
here.
Google it there out of interest because I wasn't sure. I know it's raw, but like, is that raw and processed rather than?
I think it is not cooked food at all. No cooked food. So let's just get the actual thing here. I'll ask
And we'll
Google.
end on who is right and who is wrong.
Exactly. Hey Google, what is a raw vegan? A raw vegan is a cunt. It actually came up. Right, raw vegan. What is a raw vegan diet?
What
that's
does?
very badly fucking
No?
written here. What is a raw vegan diet consist of? What does it should say? But anyway,
Yeah, come on.
let's just see what it says here. Anyway, a raw vegan diet consists of unprocessed, raw plant foods that have not been heated above 40 to 49 degrees. Typical foods included in raw food diets are fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, sprouted grains, and legumes. Among raw vegans are subgroups such as fruitarians, juicearians, and sproutarians. I'd say the sproutarians now would be farting like fucking there'd be no tomorrow. Sprouts are deadly for farts, like Brussels sprouts. Raw vegan. I'd love to as a fad. I'd love to try it for maybe 2 weeks or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
I could ever stay because I've tried to go vegan a few times and it's Jesus Christ, it's so hard. Like I've managed it for a small period of time, but like no, I'm just going to stick with the vegetarian now. That's it. Can raw vegans drink coffee, Noelle? That's the question that you
Yes.
need to know.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
black coffee inevitably be black coffee will inevitably be your best option if you're vegan. Less so, admittedly, if you're a raw vegan. However, seeing as it's more commonly served hot. So
Oh my God! So they don't even have
yeah,
hot water.
yeah, you can't. That's it.
So it's
yeah.
over 50 degrees because it's served hot.
Yeah, so you could have coffee there. No, you could have a 40-degree coffee for
Have
yourself.
lukewarm coffee.
Yeah,
Go all out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There you go. Have a
Do you know what? I went all out.
slightly cold
I feel
coffee.
really bad. I actually had a hot coffee.
Yeah.
Hot boy, but hot water, like.
I know.
Saying,
I know.
my God.
And it takes the joy out. Like, I mean, I love food so much. I love it so much. I think I'm stuck at being a vegetarian, even though I've had longings this year for meat.
Yeah, you had a few.
Oh, I've had a
These
good few
moments,
longings
did you?
for meat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gone.
Okay, will we finish up now for today?
Yeah, we'll finish up for today. We'll talk to you later, lads. Good night.
Bye, bye, bye,
Bye,
bye,
bye, bye, bye.